Hello, next new video. Today we want to take a look at Mega Banette here in the Mega Master League. I asked again on Twitter for some battles here, and we are at the level 40 range here. Some people, I guess, couldn't read it again, and some people brought level 50 Pokemon against me, but we can still take a look at it as we get a boost with our first Omnius win. What is start into the video here. We will be able to take the Side Strike pretty easily now, and we will be able to shield up the next one to try to farm down the opponent while they go for an Ice Beam, which is amazing for me now as we can farm them down all the way. And even if they go back into that Dialga right now, we still have our boosted Shadow Ball now. It's only one time boosted now since Omnius Wind got changed, but it is still fine as I could have went for an Omnius Wind here as well. Definitely a misplay by me, but it's okay. We can still get the shield from them and we wouldn't have got to 2 moves anyway, so it literally doesn't matter. And we see our Banette now against a Kyogre. Level 40 Kyogre, level 100, like 100% IV Kyogre here. Going to take this Thunder. Thunder coming through and Thunder going to knock out this Kyogre instantly. Mega Banette, you see the CP here, it's not the highest. It's if you wonder why I have one already for level 40 here. Back in the day before Go Battle League was a thing, basically what I did was powering up all my shiny Pokemon. So I actually had this thing already powered up to level 40 before with those EVs because it was shiny and I had a good IV shiny, so why not power it up? Before PvP was a thing, there was not a lot that you can do in Go Battle League, like in Pokemon Go in general, where you really needed to get good Pokemon. Sure, raids would be decent to invest into it and have the best counters, but after a while, like, it also kind of got lame. So here we go, we have our shiny Banette there, and we see, I'm not sure if this is a level 40 or level 50 to be honest, but definitely one of the best because you see already 5000 CP, that's a little bit high. We will be able to at least shield the one Dragon Claw here, and we have to shield another one. I wasn't sure when they get to the next one, so I didn't really want to go until the CMP tile, so I'm just going to farm them down. And the Metagross comes in. I think, was this the opponent had a level 50 Togekiss prior? I'm pretty sure they did. But we're sadly going to lose this game now, but I'm pretty sure they had a level 50 Togekiss prior at like 3800 CP here, but it is fine. We will see the next opponent having a Mega Steelix. This thing is interesting. This thing is super bulky and would be very strong when we get the league back. Even though it has like a pretty low amount of CP, this thing has one of the highest defenses in the game. This thing is super bulky, and it has access to Earthquake here, as you can see, which is going to do still a ton of damage, and also access to Psychic Fangs now. Doesn't run the Crunch, which is good for me, but like, I didn't know it at this point, so I'm going to shield the first move up, going to be the Shadow Ball. But we can go for a Shadow Ball, the Psychic Fangs, we can go for our own Shadow Ball here, which will be able to get the shield from them. I'm going to let the move go through, hopefully I get to another Shadow Ball, but I'm not sure about this either, and we don't, so that's kind of unfortunate. But we can go into our Giratina now, right? Maybe you can farm them all the way down. Still, they're going to get to another move here, but yeah, it's looking a little bit tough. We're going to swap out into our Florges as they go into that Chandelure. Very cool team there so far, very spicy. We see the Chandelure here with Hex, which is not really the move that you would expect on it. They most likely run it more to counter some raids, I guess, as Hex plus the new move Poltergeist is the best ghost type answer, I think, there right now. That is not like Shadow or Mega. So we'll see the Flame Charge coming in. I can go for one more fast move and go for my Omnius Wind, which will knock them out, as we see the final Pokemon, which is going to be a Sceptile at level 40. Very fun one. Going to go down by this one Shadow Ball. So good game there, very spicy team. We still see the Steelix coming in, but this thing cannot do anything against me anymore, and we will be able to win this game. Next opponent, we will see a Florges against a Mewtwo. We have 2 Ghost types in the back, so we're going to swap out immediately into our Mega Banette, which actually doesn't do as much damage as you would expect from this Pokemon. As it's being pretty classy, it should do a little bit more, I would think so at least. We can go for one Shadow Ball and get back the shield here, and we hopefully will be able to farm them all the way down now with Shadow Claw, as they will go for another Side Strike, getting our final shield, and we see the Excadrill coming in. They definitely have to shield this Shadow Ball coming in, because I think it will one-shot them, and we will see that they are going lower and lower, but they go a lot over in terms of energy here. The Drillrun comes through, and we will see now that we can go back into our Giratina. The Giratina will be able to do some nice damage against this thing with the fast move alone, but they will be able to hit 2 Drillruns here, which is kind of crazy. They would have won CMP anyway, I think. so going for my move there wouldn't have helped me either, but so I'm going to have to overfarm a ton. Gonna go for one Omnious Wind here, and we will see this thing go down, and we're going to get the boost, which is amazing. We will see Glaceon coming in, and we will be able to go into our Florges now. We can farm this thing all the way down. Very funny Spice Pick here again. Very cool there, as we will see that this Icy Wind will not do enough, and we will be able to go for one charge move here. Good game there. Again, a very spicy team there with the Glaceon. It looks so hilarious, to be honest. I actually used Glaceon before in the Master League Premier Classic Cup, was not as bad. We see a Snorlax here in the lead. This is kind of horrible for me, because you see my backline and neither of them wants to face this Snorlax. My Florges is pretty horrible as well, but I needed some answer for Dark type, so I needed this thing in the lead. As we will see now that they're going to go ahead and go for a body slam. They're going to get me lower, but the likelihood of them having a dark type now in the back is pretty slim, as they are already weak to fighting in the lead there, so I wouldn't expect them to have, like, I don't know, a Darkrai or whatever in the back anymore. We see that they're going to shield up this move, which is kind of horrible for me. I'm going to go for my my disarming voice now, and I will be able to go into my Banette, as we will take every move basically here. Going to be a superpower, doesn't do any damage really. And we see, of course, Dark type here is we going to go ahead and go for a Shadow Ball. The Shadow Ball will not do as much damage, actually still does half of itself, but yeah, like this is basically a hard wall for my backline, and maybe I actually should have went into my Florges here trying to do some damage with the fast move, but there's not a lot that I can do here, to be honest. Interesting team choice there is we will be able to go for one Omnious Wind there. We will be able to knock this thing out, actually. And we see a Gyarados coming in. Gyarados is, again, very strong against my backline as well. I'm going to try to catch the move here. Didn't work out, as I now have to shield. And hopefully they don't get the defense drop, but of course they will get the defense drop. I'm going to hope for one boost now, as this is my only chance, but of course they're not going to get it. And of course we're going to have some lag now, which still allows me to go for one Shadow Ball, but at this point of time I'm debuffed. They still have their Snorlax in the back, and their Snorlax can farm me all the way down now. So a good game there. Next opponent, we will see the Florges against the Giratina. A very decent matchup in the lead here. This is also a level, I think it's a 100% level 40 Pokemon there. We see a Togekiss coming in against us. Also all level 40, very nice. We will see that they're going to go ahead and shield the first move up, and we can go into our Banette. But yeah, this might have been not the smartest idea, because we actually still have to shield this move up. They're gonna get the boost, of course, because why not? And I can only get to one move here, which they're going to shield, and now I am kinda screwed. Because of the boost, like, I am so far behind. There's not a lot that I can do here anymore. I have to hope that I survive this, but I'm actually going to shield it up. I don't know why, like, it was my only chance to hope that I survive this move. And like this, there's basically nothing I can do here anymore. This thing doesn't even go down by this. I still have to get hit by one Charm. I still basically only have my one Pokemon left, and they have a Mega Scissor in the back, which will be able to have go for the Night Slash here, which is going to two-shot me on the Giratina, so good game there. There's nothing I can do there. The boost basically completely screwed my gameplay there. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes. I mean, I also had the boost in the first game there, so it's totally fine. We see we can actually still knock out the Scissor, which is cool. We still survived one there at least. And we still see the Giratina in the back, but they will be able to go for one move before I can get to my Moonblast, which wouldn't even KO them anyway, so good game there. Let's see the next opponent. We will see the next opponent having the Florges against a Ho-Oh now. This is kind of horrible, but we can swap into our Banette as we get faced by one Yveltal. We just gonna go straight for the Thunder here, which is going to give us nice coverage against Yveltal and will nearly knock them out. Does enough so we can shield and we can realign, which is amazing for us, as we will be able to now even have a lot of energy, which allows us to go for another Shadow Ball, which should get our shield back, and we will be able now to align everything perfectly. We can align our Florges against the Zacian, and we will be able to align our Dragon type against the Fire type. So this looks pretty decent. We can go ahead for some Moonblast here. We see though that they try to swap onto this Moonblast on their Ho-Oh, which didn't work out for them. I can let the first move go through. Let's see what they're going to go for. They go for one Sacred Fire, which doesn't even debuff me, and I can just go ahead and go for Shadow Ball damage here. Giratina going to do a ton of damage against them. Now I can even go for the bait move here, and this will knock them out, as they have basically no chance of winning this game anymore. They can go for one charge move here. I still have my Florges left, and they go for one Play Rough to knock me out, but I have already one Moonblast stored. I'm gonna go for the Disarming Voice, and we will see that they will let this move go through, which allows us now to try to farm them all the way down at least. Plyward comes through, else we will be able to completely farm them down and we win this game. Next opponent, we will see Florges against Yveltal, very decent lead for us. We will see that they go into their Excadrill now, and we can go for some Omnious Wind damage here again. They most likely want to shield it, but I'm not sure, maybe this was a mistake. Let's see what they want to do. I'm gonna go for my Omnious Wind. Do they shield this? Do they not shield it? They do shield it, which is amazing for us, as we can now go ahead and go for another Shadow Ball, which should win us this matchup now. And I really don't want to have the Yveltal, of course, against my Banette in the back. But even though if I get some shield, like some energy advantage with my Banette, Yveltal will be also fine as well. But I make a mistake here by going into my Florges, expecting that I might be able to just get a shield advantage or anything like this, and we see the Mega Charizard on the back. I should just let my Giratina go down, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure why I swapped out here. This didn't really make too much sense. I will be able to go for one Disarming Voice, which will be able to get the final shield by the opponent. I know that the Yveltal of them have a ton of energy, so I cannot really do anything with my... I actually should have went into my Giratina here, I think. This was kind of a misplay. I tried to get to more energy. I have to hope that this is a Dragon Claw. It was a Blast Bond. They will be able to knock me out, and there's nothing I can do here, really. Good game there. I just misplayed it, to be honest. I could have played this way better. I can go for one more Shadow Ball here right now, and the Shadow Ball will get them into the yellow health, but doesn't really help me too much either. They're gonna go for Dark Pulse, knock me out, and they win the game. Fair and square. We will see the next opponent here, as we see a Kyogre in the lead. This is fine for my backline, as we have Thunder here, we have the Shadow Ball here, and we see a Dialga coming in. Dialga doesn't really want to take the Shadow Ball, and it's very nice that we get out the Dialga with our Banette, as we will be able to now line our Florges, which should have him in the range now for one Moonblast. We will be able to go for one shield here, going to be the Iron Head, as we can go for one Moonblast now, and we still have our Pokemon there in the back, our Giratina for the Kyogre, which is a decent matchup, and we will be able to farm them down in time. Let's swap out immediately into our Giratina, and we will be able to now get a ton of energy, try to go for the Shadow Ball, but we actually see the Mewtwo in the back with the Confusion as a fast move. That's kind of spicy, as we can knock them out with one Shadow Ball. They have to bait me here, but even if they bait me, I don't really think it really helps them too much. I can still go for one Shadow Ball, as a Shadow Ball would knock them out, and I still have a lot of energy on my Florges in the back, which would allow me to go for one Moonblast. So they're going to go down now by the Shadow Ball anyway, and we will be able to win this game, as we see the last opponent here, I think, with a pretty okayish lead, Mega version of Houndoom, and it only says Mega on top. Did you see this? I never saw that before. It's hilarious. Just literally just says Mega on top. I guess for Houndoom there was a little bit too less space of it. I have to KO it here. I'm not sure if this is a level 40 or level 50, but like Houndoom is a pretty strong Pokemon here for the backline that I have. They're gonna go for the Flamethrower now, and we see a level 50 version of Togekiss, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, this is level 50 versus level 40 Pokemon. I was actually thinking, okay, why does so much damage against me here, and why do I do so little damage? But yeah, against a level 50 Pokemon with level 40 Pokemon, it's a little bit unfair maybe. As we will see that they're going to go into their Houndoom again. We can go for one Thunder. Let's see if they want to let this move go through. They do let this move go through, which allows us now to go for the farm down with our Giratina. And they have a Hydreigon in the back. And I'm pretty sure I battled this person before already, and they knew my team, of course, as well then, which was not ideal. But yeah, this Hydreigon will be able to now go for one charge move here. Brutal Swing, going to do a ton of damage. We can go still for one move here with our Florges. We will be able to go for the next move as well in time, and we will be able to still win this game here against level 50 Pokemon, which is kind of crazy. So, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a small showcase for the new Mega Pokemon in the Master League. Will not be good at all, but still fun to use. Thanks for watching. See you next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.